What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Yakin with Yukon. Kind of early tonight, but hey, we all want to watch WrestleMania tonight because tonight the story gets finished, and I'm sticking with that. I think that's going to happen. So, how you guys doing? It's good to see you. Let's welcome some people in the chat. We've got Ed. I think that was from earlier, but good to see you, Ed, from Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. Good to have you here, man. And we've got Ultra Cardazilla in also. So we'll kind of see how many people actually roll in, having the show being a couple hours early. You guys can definitely catch the replay if you can't make it in. There's Chris from the Man Collects. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Zombie Hunter, good to see you, man. So yeah, early edition. We have got one of the best guys that I know on the channel tonight. Gary's Grails. Gary's the man. Gary does tons of good stuff. His hunts are phenomenal, and he's always been a big supporter of mine and me to him. And another guy I met through Ed. So Gary's the man. I'm so glad he was gracious enough to come back on the show. It's been a while. It's been a while since Gary and I talked. So I'm very excited to getting talking WrestleMania among other things with him. So, all right, Mr. Ultra Cardazilla, what you got here, buddy? This is from last week, isn't it? I disagree with you on the Star Wars Epic Hero series being made for kids because guess what? The old Star Wars 30th anniversary. I mean, you've got a point there, dude. You've got a point. You've got a point. I think those are more geared towards kids, but yes, I agree. All right, guys, so let's do it. Early edition of Yakin with Yukon. We've got Gary's Grails on tonight. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
All right. Loving that intro.
What's up,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and thank you for the awesome picture. I love your Thanos picture that you sent me, man. I love
I'm
it.
snapping. I wish I could snap some things away, but
Yeah.
you'd be safe.
Don't we all? Don't we all? How are things, man? It's
Good,
been a little
man.
while.
Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it. It has been a little while, but I do appreciate the and for moving the schedule up. Really, this was my idea. I mean, he invited me on. It was supposed to be the regular time, guys. And I think I reminded you about a month ago, hey, that's WrestleMania night. So that's why we're doing this an hour early. So thanks for.
And we even got the little green lettering behind our names to signify WrestleMania. So this is what we're worried about. This is what we're talking about. So thank you for reminding me because I completely forgot. I was like, I'm not going to go up against Cody and Roman. That's a bad idea.
Man. No, don't do that.
I'll get killed on that. So how are things going for you?
Things going okay. We talked a little bit beforehand. I got a little bit of a setback with the medical stuff happening, but I think I'm going to be okay. Doctor's appointment this week, so I'm dealing with that. And toy hunts are going to continue as long as I can be up and around and moving, and the channel's doing okay. So I'll be okay. This is a good escape for me and stuff like that in the community here and hanging out with you guys. And I talked to a few of you guys outside of the lives and stuff, so that's much appreciated. So appreciate you guys.
Awesome, man. And speaking of appreciation, Ed, is that your second one? Thanks, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much for the super chats. Always love when we get those. So that's awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about, we've got WrestleMania on the brain. So let's talk about that first. How did you feel about last night and what match stood out to you the most?
I thought night one was fantastic overall. My favorite match, I liked a few of them, but my favorite overall has got to be the Gunther Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a surprise. I mean, I hope everybody no spoilers. You've heard. If you follow wrestling, you know what happened.
Right.
I can't believe Sami won. I'm so glad that he did, but that match was just incredible. The build up, when Sami was walking out and first he saw his wife and his kid, I'll be here, Daddy, waiting for you. Then there's Kevin Owens waiting for him. And then I forgot the other guy's name that was training him. Who was the guy? Yeah. And so they set the table nicely for a Sami victory, but during that match, I didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, there was some violence going on inside that ring.
It was uncomfortable for a while. It got to be like that old Attitude Era where he's just beating the living crap out of him. You're like, is he going to ring the bell? Because
he beat him down. Then he go talk smack to his wife. Then he come back in and beat him down some more. And I'm just like, come on, Gunther. So, but good for Sami though. That was a long time coming. I'm glad he finally got his WrestleMania moment. Now, how long he keeps the title, who knows? But he's got it, and I thought that was the best match
Right,
most
right.
exciting match of the evening for me, anyway.
Going back to what you said about that's one thing that WWE is doing more of that I really like is kind of the camera guy following the superstar
Hmm.
through the halls and seeing their family. And I thought the moment with Owens was really cool too. It was cool that they
Yeah.
put Kevin right there before he went through it, and it's like I really like that they do that, and you just kind of get the whole if you were a superstar kind of view going through the
Hmm.
curtain and
You
what it
don't
looks like.
realize, I know that setup and that stage in Philly is much bigger because it's WrestleMania, but it takes them a minute to walk out from where they
Oh
start
yeah,
off with, you know?
oh yeah,
And it's cool to see all that, though. You're right, that behind the scenes stuff. Now, I don't want them to get into a thing where every time somebody's backstage, they get
no.
jumped. You know, they don't need to do that. Don't overplay that card. But yeah, I agree. I think that's a cool little lifting the velvet rope thing for us to see what's
Yeah,
happening behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Give me a grade A through A to F. What grade would you give night one?
I would give night one a B plus. Really, overall, I mean, I really think so. One thing I will say, I'll give the crowd in Philly a C. I didn't think the crowd was as into it as I thought
Yeah,
they should be. There was a few moments there where, and I understand outside in an outdoor stadium, it's tough. It's not like in a controlled environment in a building, even with 15,000 people inside of a, wherever, concert venue or whatever, the sound's going to go up. But still, 72,000 people can make a hell of a lot of racket if
yeah.
they want to. And I thought there was several times where the crowd just wasn't as loud as I thought maybe they could be. So
I
I'll
thought
give
the
the
same
crowd a
thing.
C, but the overall matches a B plus. I thought.
I thought the same thing, and there was a couple of people that got on Instagram and said they were just freezing their asses off.
I'm sure it was
So,
cold, but
yeah,
jumping around and clapping it get your core going. You'd warm up that way, and it's much warmer tonight, I guess, in Philly. They were saying earlier, and so maybe that won't be a factor. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm just looking forward to tonight as well, for sure.
yeah, I'm with you. I think the Sami Zayn Gunther match. Gunther, I mean, I absolutely love Gunther. Gunther's
Yeah.
probably my favorite going right now because he's just phenomenal in every way. The way he's changed himself, his body, and everything else is just
Hmm.
incredible. And I think they'll probably put him in the main event now. I think he's got to be that top heel going forward.
Yeah, for SummerSlam or yeah,
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 yeah. But I really the main match kind of went the way I thought it would go. There wasn't really any outside interference and it was pretty clean. I think the one thing that surprised me is how Rock asserted himself to be like the biggest asshole out there right now. And he
he's not
just took
afraid. Yeah,
over.
yeah.
And I was a little surprising that they did that, but the more that I thought about it, it's like, okay, that actually does make
Well,
sense with
you
the
knew
character.
once they made the bloodline rules stipulation for tonight, you knew that Cody and Seth were going to lose
Oh
last
yeah.
night.
Yep.
Just how it happened, and Rock telling the referee, count outs or you're fired.
Right.
It was funny. I mean, but exercising his final boss muscle, what have you. But and I was surprised at how much physicality that Rock had. To be honest with you, I mean, he's in phenomenal shape
Yeah.
for what 57. I don't know how old he is. He's up
He's
there.
52, 53,
52. All
somewhere
right,
there.
still,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he did more physically than I thought he was going to be more of a sideline player, kind of maybe get one rock bottom out of him, but he was definitely in there mixing it up, especially towards the end when they were split off. The 2-2 were just
Oh
going
yeah.
at it outside the ring.
Absolutely.
Um, I thought that was a great match too, and poor Mama Rhodes is going to listen to that, and this is your son's blood, and and then Cody didn't even get a chance. He pulled the belt out, or initially got it taken away, and it was all the high drama that you would expect. I'm sure we'll talk about tonight later on. I don't know if you want to cover more of the other matches.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
into it in just a
yeah,
minute here. Let me welcome a couple more people, and then we'll
sure.
get into that.
Let's
So,
say
Mr.
hi,
Boom Boom, what's up, man? Jose, General Kenobi's
General
bunker. What's
Kenobi. What's up,
up,
man?
buddy?
Hello there.
Hello there, sir. Kenny, what's up, Kenny? Kenny's a huge wrestling fan too, so I'm sure
Oh,
he'll chime in a lot.
no problem.
Gunther versus Cody after he wins the title. Oh, you think
Oh,
so?
oh, wow,
I,
that's
see,
a
I, th-
prediction.
I think it's going to be Gunther versus Drew. I actually think Priest is going to win, but we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
he could cash in tonight. We'll see, but
Yeah,
I'll,
it makes too much sense.
yeah,
Happy our truth got his WrestleMania moment with tag title win.
we'll talk about
Better
that.
than
That ladder,
absolutely.
that ladder
Yeah,
match was something else.
those things scare me, man, because
Sure. When
they're
that ladder
so
was the
brutal.
ladder on the right, the one leg was buckled for a while, and you
Yeah,
saw the ref trying to point out to a couple of them, and they just kept going up there anyway.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
someone was going to get killed. To be honest with you,
It's so how they take those bumps. I mean, that one. Who was it? Somebody put their elbow right through somebody, and I mean, it looked like he shattered his elbow. I mean, I was like,
yeah,
jeez.
I don't. God bless him. That ladder tipping over through the tables. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
hell of a way to fall. It's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
quite as big as the Mankind off the cage, but still, that was
No, 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 no. Definitely not that fall. I think Rock and Cody singles match at SummerSlam. We'll see. We'll see. All right,
yeah.
let's talk about tonight because really that was just kind of the teaser. Tonight's really where it's at.
That ice the meat and potatoes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Give me your predictions. So you left a comment on my live stream the other day, but I want to see if that's changed at all
No,
since the
here's
last
what I
couple
think.
days.
If I was Triple H and I was in charge of creative, here's the stage I'm setting for tonight. It's Roman, of course. It's Cody. Um, Bloodline rules. That means you're gonna have Solo come out. You're gonna have Jimmy Uso come out. Um, so right there, you've already Cody's already outnumbered. Here's what I want to happen. I would love it. The three Cody surrounded. You got the four Bloodline. Roman, of course, in the ring, making the fourth guy. Either we get the gong and the Undertaker comes walking out, or we get that glass shattering and Stone Cold comes walking down. I don't think Seth will be able to because of his match tonight with Drew. I mean, if he's out there, maybe, but I would love it. I would go nuts if Stone Cold or the Undertaker or both just came walking out just to be present. They don't have to really do much, just to do that whole stare down thing and even the odds kind of thing. I think the roof would blow off the place, even though it has no roof. You know what I mean? I just think it would be crazy if that happened. And that's what I want Cody to win. I think Cody wins it tonight. I think it's time. He got robbed last year. Let's face
Oh,
it.
totally
Yeah,
got wrong. Yep, yep.
and that's what the people want. And that's one thing I'll say about this new era. I guess they're calling it a Triple H era. Is they're setting up these stories. We're invested in the stories, but now they're actually making the stories pay off, and most of them mean something. And there's nothing higher stakes than this one. So I think Cody does take it tonight, and Roman can go do whatever he's going to do for a while, and come back for SummerSlam or something else. He can start becoming like Brock Lesnar and just wrestle when he wants to.
Do you still think that Rock is going to turn a Roman?
No,
No.
no, I don't. Not tonight. No, I don't think so. I don't.
They looked pretty tight last night.
Yeah. I just don't see that happening. I think once this is over, they'll phase Dwayne out slowly a little bit. He doesn't. He doesn't have the commitment. He's got another movie he's getting ready to shoot, I think, next month anyway. So he can't be there to carry on these storylines. So I think that'll be it. I'd like to see Mama Rhodes get a lick on Rock with the belt. I think that'd be something.
Yeah,
Well, they're over the edge.
That's all we're wanting.
That'd be a nice WrestleMania moment. So
I agree.
That's what I want.
I agree. I'm with you. I think it's gonna, but I think it's gonna be Cena. I think if Cena comes down, gets some revenge on Solo.
Yeah.
I think Jay and I think Sam. What I would love to see is all the wrestlers that have been done wrong by the Bloodline come in and get Cody's back. So we got Sami Zayn, we got Jay, we got Cena.
Cena actually makes more sense than Sammy too, I guess, than Rock. Than Stone Cold and the Undertaker. I just want to see Stone Cold.
Who doesn't want to see Stone Cold? Come on. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you on that.
Knee braces and all. Come on out there.
Right, knee braces. You got your tight jean shorts.
He can unload one stunner and be okay.
Right.
That's all I want.
Right. I agree, but I'm with you. I think Cody takes it, and I think he's gonna have it for a long time because he just signed a new deal.
Saying? Let's see. I think Rock and Cody singles match at SummerSlam. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody making any other predictions in there? I can't see.
Let's see. So, here's an interesting one from Rough Shot. Still hoping Dustin Rhodes appears. That. I don't know if that would happen.
I'm not sure how he's doing medically. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. This is an interesting one here. Heyman turns on Roman, reforms the Dangerous Alliance, Austin Mean Mark, Ron Simmons, and Dustin.
Well, that'd be awesome, but no.
Boy, Kenny, you went far with that one, didn't you?
And that's the other thing too. So if Roman's out of the picture, what does Paul Heyman do? He always goes to the top talent, usually the top bad guy. Does he wait for Brock to come back? He's not going to, Cody's not going to work with him. So what's in the future for Paul Heyman once Roman's no longer?
And that's a good point. Now, his best friend CM Punk is still around.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
So you never know. But you're right. He's a heel guy. You know,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
it's not
He's
gonna he's
never in
not
charge
gonna
of a
really
baby face ever, ever, ever.
exactly
Yeah.
exactly. He's not gonna be on that end. So it's hard to know. And that unfortunately a lot of what we're saying leans me toward Roman winning because it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot that would have to kind of change. They say it's new era, but there is a lot that would have to change if Cody wins,
Hmm.
including Cody going to SmackDown. So it's like this is one that's really tough to predict. I think it's one
Yeah.
of the harder ones to predict.
Yeah. What about Seth and Drew?
I still think Priest cashes in.
You
I think
do?
Drew beats him. I think Priest catches in. I think Priest has got it for a little bit till Punk comes back, and then we get Priest out of the way, and then it's Punk, Seth,
Right.
and
So you think
Drew.
Drew beats Seth and then
Yeah,
Priest comes down and cashes in while Drew's kind of banged up? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's gonna just be let's just get it off Priest. Let's just get him out of
What,
the way. Give it to him for a little bit. Get him
what's
out of
the
the way.
next
You know,
what's the next pay-per-view? Is that the
backlash.
Castle? It is. It's Backlash.
Backlash is the
All
next
right.
one. Yeah.
Because what if Seth beats Drew, but he's all banged up because he is already even from last night. I don't know
You
how
can
he's
tell.
gonna
Yep.
how he's gonna wrestle tonight. Then Priest cashes in on Seth.
Very possible.
Then you've got Priest and Drew. Uh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That also would be a great way to do it as well because then. But I think Seth needs surgery. I mean, he looked pretty good last night, and
Yeah,
it's
he
hard to
did.
tell if it's a work on his knee because they're really good at faking stuff. So
Probably
it's hard to know.
60-40, really. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like I don't know, man. It's tough. That's what I like about this new WWE. It's really hard to predict.
Hmm.
Last night was a little easier. Tonight, I think tonight's tough
Tonight's stuff.
with
And we're vested in the stories. That's the thing. I
right. We're
didn't.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
We
mean,
actually
3 months
care.
ago, I was watching, but my Monday Night Raw was I'd watch the beginning match and then I tuned back in the last half hour.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I wasn't watching the last 2 months. I've been glued to the damn set, sending
yeah.
with SmackDown or taping it at least, and coming back and watching it later.
I
That
don't
night.
miss it. And you know what? I got my wife watching it every night with me too. It's like,
Nice.
wow, I even got her
Right.
into it. So it's
That's
like,
awesome.
so Kenny, I was thinking last night, what is that bull that comes off Rock's belt and Rock presents a new interest? Kenny's really,
Uh,
you got some ideas, Kenny. I love it, man. I
yeah,
love it.
Kitty's thinking outside the box
He's
for
thinking
sure.
outside the box.
How
Left
about
Coast
those?
graphics.
How about those entrances? By the way, for everyone. I mean, even
I like them.
from the first match with Rhea with that band. I didn't realize that was the band that sang her song, her
Yeah.
entrance song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And the thing with Rock with the Brahma Bull and fire and the Jumbotron going. And we didn't talk about Rhea and Becky last night either.
We did not. I really didn't see too much of that match. How did you feel about it?
I liked it. It ended the way I thought. I knew Rhea was going to retain. I thought, and usually with some of the women's matches, this is not sexist. It's just what my observation. They start off real slow. They're a slow build, and then but they went off at the end. The last 15 minutes of that match were both girls were just there was some crazy physicality going on inside that ring, and then Rhea's just too strong.
Oh yeah,
that's just what it boils down to.
She's kind of here, and everybody else is kind of here right now.
Becky's technical and much faster, but Rhea's just too powerful for
I think
most of them.
She'll be champion for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't see anybody
what's her
taking
name? That new Jade Cargill will be the one that kind of presents a problem for Rhea down the road. Yeah,
I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that too. And we touched on Sami Zayn and Gunther a little bit, but I was really surprised that happened. I thought Gunther was gonna kind of off the floor of them.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was fun to watch, and I jumped up. I mean, I don't get that excited with stuff like that, but I was cheering for Sammy when it was when he won. It was amazing. That was definitely the match of the night. We'll see.
Yeah.
Could be the match of the weekend. We'll see what happens tonight. I don't know.
Could be. I don't remember the last time I saw a attempted suplex that turned into a brainbuster off the turnbuckle.
Right.
Onto a guy who's like 290 pounds.
Seen that before. No. I can't believe nobody got hurt, to be honest with you, during that.
Right. I mean, it was really well done, and it's pretty obvious what's going to happen from there. Chad Gable will come in, and that would be Seth or Sammy and Chad Gable. So
be the student and the master.
yeah. What about the rest of the card? How are you feeling about that? What other match stands out to you tonight?
The Logan Paul, Randy, Kevin Owens is always that's always fun. I mean, as much as you love to hate Logan Paul. He's great. He's fearless. That stuff he did last time off the cage into the on the table with the prime guy in the beer can, the suit. He's physical as hell. I'm not sure. I think Logan wins tonight, though.
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
I just think he's money. He's good. He's easy to dislike, and that's a draw too. You know, as much as I love Kevin Owens and I love Randy Orton, I just don't see them coming out of this one with a W. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. And I think that one is fairly obvious. They could throw a swerve, but I think that one's fairly obvious. I'm really looking forward to LA Knight and AJ Styles too. I think that'll be a good match. I wish there was more on the line for it. I wish there was some kind of title for it. But
yeah. They fought. There was a YouTube video at a meet and greet on Thursday where they fought in the convention center in front of fans.
At least they're invested, right?
They were just So that was fun, you know. And the thing where LA Knight went to AJ's house and the whole arrest on the lawn thing. They didn't really play that as far as they could have, but
no, they didn't go as far as Triple H and Orton did a few years back.
No way.
Yeah,
but they're both fun to watch, and I think that LA Knight wins though that fight. I do think he wins. He's been getting the push, and it kind of they were really building him up for a while and seemed to stall for a little bit, but this seems to have the momentum teaming him up against AJ Styles. It seems to be the right thing for him. So he needs to be a bigger player down the road, and I think this will be the first step towards that for him.
Agreed. Kenny, I think the guy who carried Seth's Tiger Princess outfit last night needs surgery. That was maybe one of his worst outfits I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was
really
really
bad.
It's like it was distracting.
It was distracting. Well, even when The Rock came out in those luchador pants, I'm like, what's going on there? But those are like rip away, Magic Mike pants or something, because they were gone pretty quick.
His entrance gets longer and longer every time, and it's like between him and Roman, it's like half an hour before we even get to the match. And
they didn't even once the bell rang, no one wrestled for like 13 minutes.
That's true.
There was a big stare down and a lot of posturing and stuff going on. So it picked up momentum for sure, and that match was fun to watch, but it definitely started out slow.
Yeah, that was tough.
I'm reading the comments.
Logan Paul surprised me with his wrestling abilities. He goes, the guy's pretty fearless, honestly.
He is. I'll give it to him.
For somebody who kind of just got thrown into the fire, I don't know how much training he actually had, but I'll give him credit.
Here's another, if I was in charge of creative for that fight, okay? So Logan Paul's starting to lose. Either Kevin or Randy's kind of out of the picture for a minute. How they disappear on the side of the ring or whatever. Jake Paul enters the arena to help out his brother.
No.
Iron Mike Tyson does a rundown. And we get a quick little preview of that little boxing match. It won't happen, but if I could have a dream scenario, that's how I'd write it.
Absolutely. I mean, what better promo for that match than
please
doing that? Come on.
If I'm right, if that comes to be true, I'll be happy as hell. But it won't.
Absolutely.
One can wish.
Daniel from the Legacy Nerd, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. All right, so I think it'll be interesting. I'll definitely be. Yeah. I don't think there's really any bad matches tonight. There's a lot of championship matches.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good. Let's just hope that it goes the way we want it to go.
Well, we'll find out in a few. We'll know in a few hours. I think, and the show's going to go long. I got to get up at 5.
Oh yeah,
but I'm expecting to be up till midnight.
Absolutely.
This show,
I would agree with that
for sure.
Have you got invested in AEW at all, or is it pretty much just WWE?
I'll tell you, I was when MJF was there. I just followed him. I thought because he's amazing on the mic and fun to watch and fun to hate too. But he's been gone, injured. Now there's been contract stipulations. Someone was even saying he could run out. They were chanting MJF during the pre-show when CM Punk, because he's doing commentary since he's hurt, and they were saying, "What about that?" And he can't talk about AEW contractually speaking, but who would you like to see so and so fight down the road? And the crowd started chanting MJF. The crowd started chanting. That'd be awesome if he came to WWE, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But yeah, I haven't watched. I same thing. I tape it and I fast forward real quick to see maybe Darby Allin or something. But I couldn't name 8 wrestlers on the roster anymore. So.
Oh no, I mean it changes so often.
Yeah.
It's like one guy's there and you're like, where'd that guy go? And that
Yeah.
guy, I think one problem that I got with it too. So, like we talked about, WWE's been doing a great job with the storytelling.
Hmm.
It seems to be non-existent, other than the Edge and Christian match.
Right.
That
Right.
that little thing they had. It just there's no storytelling in
I
there. It
don't.
seems to me. It's just very. We have a match. Why? I don't know.
Well,
Just because we decided to put these guys together.
Tony Khan just seems to be like he got Daddy wrote him a check, a blank check, and he doesn't know what to do with it. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think he has the knack, the business mentality to do that the right way. That's one of the reasons why Punk didn't do well over there. He wanted to try to be more on the creative side, and he was only allowed to do so much. Now they're talking about releasing that footage of him and Jack Perry next week on Raw on what do you call it, Dynamite on Wednesday of what really happened backstage. Supposedly there's security cam footage of Punk attacking Jungle Boy. I want to see it, so I'll tape that episode just to see that. But
I mean, I'm with you. I want to see it, but like they're both out of the company. What does it matter now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm. What's the reason? Just to make
Who
Punk look
cares?
bad or try to throw him under the bus because he left you. But he
That's
was there as
rating.
your savior.
Yeah.
You had a Maserati and you didn't let it run.
Yep.
So
I mean, when you get Punk, you got to know what you're getting.
yeah.
You're not getting your typical guy who's going to do everything you say and
Mm-mm.
going to be a super huge team player all the time. And
Right.
Punk's kind of his own kind of flavor, and if you can't handle him,
Mm-hmm.
things are going to get bad. And
He's
it's like,
enjoying. If you're watching him, I don't know if you watch any of the pre-show stuff. He's really enjoying doing this commentary. I hope this
oh
doesn't
yeah,
dig in too much, and he wants to do this full time because I want him back in the ring. And he's good at it. That's the thing. He's
yeah,
good on
that's the
mic,
thing. He is
yeah.
very good at it. I agree, man. I just hope they don't cop out and have the Eagles help Cody like they did right last night. I want a good surprise or shoot. Just a thought. What is going to happen, Brock? No, we don't want Brock Lesnar. See, no,
No.
Brock Lesnar needs to. Yeah, no. I thought the Eagles, Jason Kelce. I thought that was kind of lame.
It's local, yay, but nobody
Local,
knew who they were.
right? Yeah,
Most of those people aren't Philadelphian local Philly guys. They're all over
that's
the
exactly
world,
right. That's
flying
exactly
in.
right.
So they were just
That's
some
right.
big guy ripping his shirt off, to
Yeah.
the most 90% of that audience. So
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, let's talk toys a little bit. I see you've got you. I don't know if you changed. Did you change up your setup a little bit since last time we talked?
I
You got a
did
lot going
behind
on
me.
back
Well,
there.
I took the one Nightcrawler statue and boxed it up. I'm going to try to sell it. It's one
Okay.
of 40, a piece of one of 40. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. It's too heavy to ship. So and I put the Hot Toys up there, the young Han Solo with the Mando and Child, and I've got that. It's a Gentle Giant actually statue of that Han on the right over there.
Okay.
And then on my show, this last week's or so pickups that I picked up just for a backdrop.
Nice. It's looking
Toy
good.
Hunter yielded some stuff, and that's been nice lately because your targets are starting to get restocked again. Things are starting to show up. I saw a new Star Wars this week. The retro Spidey wave, X-Men 97 in select locations. Haulathon 2, which I haven't found any of those yet, but that's out there. I've seen videos where some of those figures are showing up. So it's a happy time for toy hunters again. So
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes so
it sure
often.
does.
I mean, it's like
It
you'll
sure
get
does.
this 1 week for a little bit, then dry for a couple months.
Yeah.
How are you feeling total as a whole for the way toy hunting's going right now? Are you happy with it? Is there anything you'd change? Are you okay with the prices?
Well, I've never been okay with the pricing, the hikes, and even Todd, who hung on as long as I thought he could to the 1999, is doing that. 24 now, and his collector's edition stuff is 29.
Yeah.
Forget about the prices on the that Build-A-Figure. What was it? The one with the Spectre, that wave.
$40.
Yeah, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't pay that much. I don't need it. I want a Spectre figure, but I don't want one that bad.
Right.
And I luckily, as bad as I am as far as buying a lot of different things, I'm still able to rein it in and not buy. I don't have to be a completist. I don't buy everything. I don't buy a single entire wave of anything. If there's 6 figures in a wave and I only want 2, those are the 2 I'll get. The rest, I don't care.
Right.
Because I'm in box, so I'm not beholden to Build-A-Figure stuff either. So I'm able to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Curtail myself. Just edit myself down and just Restraint. I use restraint.
Restraint. It's something you got to have
Yeah.
nowadays, just due
Yeah.
to inflation and the way everything is. What? So I know you're a huge Joe guy. You changed your intro, so we know
Damn it,
that.
Ed. Yeah, I know. Look at the logo.
How are you still feeling on Joe's? Are they still your number one go to, or has something taken over?
No, it's still there, and I found some new ones this past week, but I didn't buy them just because again, and I have a budget too, and I'm doing
Right.
okay. I make a decent living and everything, but I still in my head I go, all right, today I'm not gonna spend more than $80 or 100 or 400 for the month, whatever it is. Depends if I buy a hot toy. We can talk about that too. I've got
Yeah.
a bunch
Yeah.
of pre-orders going there. Um, no, I still like the Joes. I want them to get back to the. I like the windowed packaging. We talked about that a lot in the past. I don't like the windowless stuff, so I kind of stayed away from those. But I'm probably up to, I don't know, 50
Okay.
Joes now.
All right.
And I think last time we talked, it was in the 20, in the low 20s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And those things are coming out fast. I mean, it's like it seems like every week there's at least one or two new ones, and then
Yeah.
deluxes and
And it's
vehicles.
still one of the best lines out there, I
Yeah.
think, overall. So, yeah, it's a good time to be a Joe's collector.
I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is because it's still, I don't collect them anymore, but when I was, I still thought it was the best brand
Right.
that Hasbro was doing. Do you still feel that way too?
I do actually. Hasbro will, Marvel Legends will come out with a banger every now and then. The Doc Ock I thought was a huge, great looking figure that took me forever to find. I finally found it. This X-Men '97 wave is got some promise, no pun intended. But no, Joe's is still the top. I think the king of the hill for my money.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tall Joe's HQ, Gary's too nice to turn to the dark side as Thanos, but cool promo pick.
You'd be surprised. Everyone has a dark side.
That's right, man. Everybody's going. Have
Just
you gotten
ask Ed.
Quick Kick yet?
I got him on order actually.
Okay.
I've got him on order as we speak. He arrives Tuesday.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I just did that yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yeah, through Amazon. So thank you,
Is
Amazon
there
Prime.
anything that you see yourself getting out of this year?
Well, definitely. Well, you're gonna like this. Probably Star Wars Black Series.
You don't say.
Yeah. Whoops. There's a hot topic of the night, kids.
Right.
No, I haven't been buying them for a while. I'll keep my Han Solo related stuff because I do have a soft spot for Han and Chewie and but the rest of it I'm just not enjoying it as much anymore. So it's that's probably one I'm gonna wean off slowly and probably get rid of those, most of them. And I don't have that many to start with. So yeah.
Did you catch that live stream a couple weeks ago? Do you ever watch the Hasbro live streams on any of their properties?
Once in a while, yeah. I mean, a lot of times I'm at work when it happens, so I try to catch them on the replay. But yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
It just kind of feels like they don't really know what they're doing.
Well, it's always that way with those guys are always the worst at their presentation, everything. It just seems like we could do a better job.
I totally agree with that. I thank you for saying that. I agree with that. We could do a better job because it's like
Hasbro, come on,
it's just
easy contract, we'll
so
do
out of
it.
touch. It feels like Vince McMahon a couple years ago. That's what it feels like,
Yeah.
And then if you were to get someone in like collectors like us, and it would be like Triple H coming in, and hey, now we're listening, and we're doing things. I mean,
yeah, they're very out of touch and just don't have the passion for the stuff. Yeah,
exactly. And people ask me that, like, what do you think that I was on the Rogue 5? They asked me, what can we do? I was like, just freaking listen, just
When you can tell watching somebody that puts something on the table and for a fact that's the first time they've seen it. They're just reading a card or whatever. That just loses it for me right there.
Yeah.
It's the wrong person to be trying to sell your stuff.
Well, the other thing I think that I really hate is so they introduced the Hammerhead. You saw the Hammerhead for the most ice.
Yeah.
And what do? So we give people a figure that they want, but then we make it deluxe price. And it's like, come on. He doesn't. There's been figures that have come out his size in the main line at $25 before. You don't need to make him deluxe.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that really steers people away and sours people. And it's like, okay, I'm done with this crap. It's just, and that's what it turns out to be. Collecting's supposed to be fun, and it turns to crap. And I don't like it. So, Mr. Nerd Affiliated, what's up, Archie? Good to see you. So actually, I'm glad he showed up because I wanted to ask you about something that he played on his show last Monday, and that was Todd McFarlane talking, which is never a good thing because
No.
he's just so out of touch. But he was talking about digital action figures and things they're doing with digital action figures. He basically said, if you don't like it, you can go F off. That was, I mean, that's kind of the.
Well, we will. Yeah, we will
What do you
stop
think
buying you.
about that? What do you
I
think about digital action figures
I
on
don't
your
I don't care
phone?
for I don't need them. I don't care. There's zero interest for me. Um, Look, I've been following Todd since the early days, before Image and everything, being an old school guy, comic collector, and everything. He's always had that kind of attitude and that
Mhm.
kind of ego.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not defending it. I always, and I've seen him at a couple conventions, and he is that way. Like if you brought him a book that wasn't one of his, it just ended up in the stack by mistake. He's like, "What the hell is this?" You know, he's just an ass. I think sometimes
there
talented,
you go. Yeah.
talented to a fault, but he's just not a nice person. And of course, he's got this huge amount of success now, coming up through the ranks as an artist. Now he's got this toy company that's doing fantastic, and he's basically he's Vince McMahon. There's a reference again. No one can tell him what to do, so no one can tell him what to do. You know, he just does whatever he wants, says whatever he wants. He's raising there. He's finally getting wise. Well, not getting wise, but jacking his prices up with stuff, and the whole platinum thing. Just because you put a silver sticker on something doesn't make it a premium. You know, a chase figure.
Right.
So he's trying to push the market and develop his own, chase figures. So I don't agree with everything he does, and the digital stuff. I just don't care. It's not attractive to me whatsoever. So
I would totally agree with you on that, and that actually scares me that we're
yeah,
headed down that road. I mean, that kind of is the anti collector in me.
hmm
It's like, why do I want? I can go on Google and I can Google a bunch of his figures, and there's my collection. It doesn't
yeah.
make a lot of sense to
What's
me.
the point? We're
Right.
tactile people anyway, and that's why I rather read a. That's why digital comics didn't take off, because
Right.
people want a book in their hand. You can smell the paper, whatever it is, whatever it ties you to when you were a kid. That having something physical in your hand, that's never going to go away. So that's what's he should have taken a note by that. That's why digital comics failed, and now he's going to try. He thinks because he's Todd McFarlane, you know, he can do anything. We're just going to eat it up with a spoon, but we'll see.
He definitely does think that, and that I think that's the real mentality to have.
Yeah,
If you're not, you kind of have a responsibility when you own a company to at least listen a little bit to what the people are telling you and what the people want. And if you just refuse to do it, I mean, I don't know if you saw that thing that Archer played or not, but he was like just going off on these people, and he's like, "This is my way, and this is how we're going to do it, and that's it." And I'm like,
no, I didn't see that. I have to watch it.
there's no way I would ever buy your products again just for the way you're talking right now.
Yeah,
It's like,
even
no.
when he started his figure line, look what I mean, he made him 7 inches, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" The rest of
Right.
the world's
6.
6 inch figures we want, and he didn't care. He's like, "So what? My figures are, more plastic for the same amount of dollar that they're giving." That was his, and it sounds good at first, but then you're like, "All right, I'm the
It's
same
true.
way. I buy some Todd figures. I'm super, super selective. I get one of each of not every Batman, but the movie stuff, so I have representation of all the movie Batman, the animated, a couple specialty ones like Kingdom Come and The Dark Knight Returns. But I don't buy all of his stuff. I won't. I thought the Dead Man figure was great. That Hawkman, the Firestorm that came out last year, last
Yeah.
spring or whenever it was, is a great figure. But I'll pass. Really, it's really easy for me to pass on a lot of his stuff
Oh
too.
yeah. I
You know,
mean, there's a lot of his stuff that like I know when I was doing it, the mega figure Bane was great. That was a
yeah,
really good figure,
yeah, yeah.
But now it's like the aftermarket's really hit it and it's getting tough. So I love the G.I. Joe line, but I loathe their live streams. They lost me when the host was making people give their pronouns for it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
Ugh,
like just leave it out of it. Let's just
yeah,
show the
we don't.
figures. Show the figures. That's what we care about.
I got in an argument with somebody, not an argument, but little comments back and forth when the announcement was made, and I forget the actress's name, was cast as a Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four movie. It was the girl from I can't remember the name of the series now. It's escaping me. But anyway, and people were like, "Well, why is it got to be a girl?" She's just a surfer from another, from the multiverse. She's
Right.
not Norrin Rad, or And I said something about why are we doing something just to be woke? It's not, I don't agree with changing something just because
Yeah.
you're trying to be PC, and then someone jumped on me. What do you mean? You don't know what woke is, old man? I was like,
Oh, jeez. But that's what we're talking about. It's like,
I lit
why
the
you gotta
fuse. Yeah.
leave it out? Nobody, we don't do this for that stuff, So
No,
that
no, that's not why I'm here. Yeah.
3.75 for the win. Yeah, Rolando, I'm with you on that,
All
especially with
right.
Star Wars.
So
I'm
that's what
with
you're
you on that.
switched over to 375 as far as your Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I like it better. I like it because it's more world
Save a lot of
building.
space.
I'm already out.
Are you? That's funny.
But actually, to be honest with you, I've gotten a few figures lately. Like I've gotten the vintage collection Director Krennic
Okay.
and Dooku. They actually look better than the Black
They
Series.
look nice. I've seen some of them.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Really, really done. I hate the price point. I usually wait a little while. I
Right.
didn't wait on those two because I had to have them, but they're actually pretty good. So I'm
Did you
impressed with them.
see? Have you seen the Phantom Menace, that 6-piece set?
I haven't
15?
found it yet.
I
I'm not
found it in Target yesterday, a couple of them. And it's pretty decent. I mean, they're $10 a piece basically, which is
yeah, which is not bad.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
The retro cards. Yeah.
Right, right. And I'm glad that they're doing that. That's great for people that want to do vintage and then kind of take it even further. So yeah, I think that's a good set. I think that's a win for them. I don't know if their articulation is any good, but look ahead of the time. It never kept up with the technology available today. I don't understand how he can make good Superman. He can't make a good Superman likeness. He hasn't done it yet.
And then I keep pointing out that silly Superman 2-pack. That one face is just looks like Howdy Doody on the Superman body. So no, he hasn't had a good face yet, and we'll see. Yeah. Supposedly, I saw somewhere that he's agreed to do a Christopher Reeve.
Ooh, that's scary.
I hope it. Well, I hope it comes out now. If it does, that's one I'd buy. But we'll see what he does with that likeness.
We saw what he did with Michael Keaton in The Flash, and that was awful.
Yeah,
awful. So hopefully, at least they do him a little justice and get it halfway decent.
The one that came with the Batmobile, the Amazon exclusive, which I have, is a great figure.
Yeah,
it's much better than the single Keaton one. You're right. Yeah. What's Ed got to say here?
I've got to have the figure in hand. Something about the feel. I would definitely not buy a digital figure. I love Todd, but he's greedy. He's slowly showing his true intentions. Dude, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think that kind of negates the purpose of an action figure to have it digitally.
Yeah,
these are great, but they're kind of the downfall of us right now.
Yeah,
it's just going too far. You know, and it's like there's just no reason for it. When I bring people up here, and I'm sure the same with you, Gary, people they're like, wow, that's awesome. I don't go in my phone, so hey, look at mine. They'd be like, who cares? I mean,
no, people want to see the physical. Yeah. So,
we win. That's right. If you want to make money, give people what they want. No one's going to choose your over and over. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's he's talented. I can't just put some quality product out there at a decent price, and we'll buy it. We'll buy the hell out of it.
But well, he releases so much too. Like I don't know. I know that like Chris and T3, they're really into it, and I think Chris keeps up with it pretty good. I don't know how. Because they're just knocking out figures left and right all the time, and it's like, man.
What was the convention last week that came out in California?
WonderCon.
WonderCon. He did a debut there. I put some pictures on my Instagram. He's got like 15 new figures, and it says 2025, but they came back and said that was a misprint. They're all this year. There's like 15 new figures coming out, of which I do want a couple of them. I want a Sergeant Rock figure. I think that'd be cool. But they're all going to be this year, so it's we're all going to have to get part-time jobs to support our habits if we're going to buy it.
It's true.
Half of this stuff.
It's very true.
I'm trying to retire, for Christ's sake.
Trying to retire. You're getting dead.
I want to work less.
Right. Really digging TVC. Yeah, I mean, so TVC, Gary, you're not really into TVC, are you?
No.
So the thing about TVC, it is good, but again, it's overpriced, and it's like. The older stuff's. I'm starting to realize the older stuff's a little better. Like I've got a skiff from the Sarlacc pit, really good. But and that's only a few years old. But I'm telling you, a vehicle like that nowadays would be $100. And same with the Mando Fighter. The Mando Fighter, it's $100. It is not worth $100. And it's again, it's the pricing is getting just so ridiculous that it's.
I was in Walmart today just checking for X-Men '97 just on a whim. And I popped by a little Lego, end cap with some Star Wars stuff, and I saw Millennium Falcon, not the big one, but a smaller scale. I'm like, oh, well. So I used my phone with the app to scan the price because there was no price on it. It was $85
Oh my gosh.
for a little Lego set. I'm like, are you shitting? I said, well, that goes right back on the shelf. As much as I want a Falcon, in different forms, I'm not paying that kind of money for.
No, it's crazy. I mean, what you said earlier is perfect. That you just got to really be picky. Go for exactly what you want. So I know you've been to Ross a few times. Have you had any luck there at all yet?
No.
Nothing,
I've never made a Ross purchase, and it's only been about the last year or so since I've been going in there. I've probably been in there a dozen times, and the one that goes in here, I could probably find more stuff to buy in like war-torn Beirut than that Ross. It's just a shit show. Sorry, but it is. It's just wiped. I never find anything worth buying. I don't even film in there. That's why you don't see me filming, because
I know. I saw your video the other day. I was like, that's probably the first time Gary's ever filmed in a Ross, because that's the first time I've ever seen you film in a Ross.
Yeah. I was hopeful. You guys are finding lightsabers and Joes and both Tomax and Zaymon, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is my week. This is it. Screw that. The parking's terrible there. I hate everything about it.
Do you just have one in your area? Is there multiple?
I just have the one. Yeah, I'm rich with Targets and Walmarts and Walgreens and Ollie's, but then Ross, you can have it. If I had the means, I'd nuke the site from orbit.
Your Ollie's looked okay. Your Ollie's look better than mine.
Yeah, it's been a dead zone lately, but it was good during Christmas time. It was decent.
Yeah. Hey, I figured that was the case, but I was happy to see that you filmed. You were right. Yeah. There was nothing there.
I was mad at you for finding stuff. You and Ed, you guys are, oh, look, they're handing you Star Wars helmets. Here you go. It's for a nickel.
Oh, Yukon Phil came in. Hey, we got a pile for you. Here you go.
Meanwhile, I'm getting in a knife fight in the parking lot trying to.
Okay, so I missed the whole thing, but I need you to clarify one thing for me before we go on. Did you really get thrown out of a Walmart?
I really did. What
really happened there? Tell us the story. What happened?
It really happened. So it was out by where I work. I thought it was 24 hours. This one morning, I wasn't sleeping. I got up. It was like 4:00. Got dressed, went to McDonald's, got my iced coffee, drove out, sat in the parking lot, finished my iced coffee. It was about 5:10. Lights were on. I saw people coming in and out. I got on my truck. I walked right in, went out to toys, started filming, started doing my normal toy hunt. About halfway into it, I was getting ready to go from the toy section because the collectible section's across the way. And I was walking over to electronics where that is. And somebody said, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, what? And he's like, what are you doing here? I said, I'm shopping. I had my phone open. I was still walking when I filmed. He goes, what are you filming? I said, I'm on the YouTube channel. I'm just filming. I'm a toy hunter. He goes, turn that thing off. And he's like, all right, so turn it off. He goes, we're not even open yet. I go, what do you mean you're not open? I didn't see shoppers, but I guess what I saw was employees walking in. He goes, we don't open till 6. He goes, so let's go.
The door was open though.
It was open. Yeah. Come on. So I was like, and I forget a wrestling figure. I had a wrestling figure in my hand. I can't remember what it was. I said, well, can I buy this? Or he goes, no. He's like, credit. No cash. He goes, just get the hell out of here. So I went from one guy to 2 guys to 3 guys walking behind me. I set the thing down on a stack of bath towels and they came out front and watched me get into my truck and drive away. So, because it didn't open until 6 a.m. So I found that footage of Eddie Murphy getting thrown through the window, and I told the story. So it wasn't quite that dramatic, but yes, I did get thrown out of a Walmart.
And it's by multiple people. It's not just by one. Like you got escorted out.
Looked like I was going to start some shit. So they played the numbers game on me, and it was 3-on-1.
That's hilarious. That's an awesome story, because I didn't catch that video and I was going back and then I must have forgot about it. But I keep seeing you doing these things where somebody's getting thrown the glasses. Like,
yeah, I kept responding back to it. I stopped doing it because I thought I was overusing the clip, but that really happened. Yeah.
I thought you just made it up, but it's good to hear that it's a true story.
Yeah, no, it's way better being true. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely it is. That's awesome, man. Figure Fever, what's up, man? Good to have you here. Kenny says my Ross is lame too. I find like one figure every 8 trips. See? I mean, so it's hit and miss. Like they get their stuff and they get it, and then
it's miss and miss.
One and done. I got lucky, so like on the sabers and stuff, I just got lucky, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was it.
I would love
That's
to.
really all.
What they were, $40? I think you said they were.
Yeah, 40
Yeah.
bucks. 40
Jesus,
bucks.
don't show me one.
Okay. Okay, I won't show it to you. It's not like you don't see ads every Wednesday anyway, so you
I
know
just
what.
start crying on the stream.
That's hilarious. Ed, Ed finds a lot of ollies
He
too.
does. He does.
He does.
What's
He
he
does.
saying about? He
And
really.
you repossessed his car. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was another one of my highlights of my life. It's funny because obviously we staged all that stuff, and there was one or two people that really thought that was real. Like he got questioned off camera, and I got questioned on a message board one time. But dude, you gotta leave that guy alone. I'm like, really? I mean,
Guys don't know how to take a joke. Come
the
on,
Oscar goes
man.
to Ed and I for It
Right?
was fun. It was just a fun little thing to do. You were there. It was
Yeah.
kind of the beginning prior to our whole
Damn you, Ed
damn
thing.
you Ed thing and
that was
everything.
the damn you, Ed thing.
That's
Yeah,
what
right.
started it. Yeah,
Right. It is, and it just
Yeah.
kind of went from there. And
yeah.
there
So
you go. That's
people
what,
that don't know who I am or they're watching just
right.
what the hell is this guy talking? He's getting thrown out of Walmart. He's stealing people's cars. Gary Grails he is Thanos.
Yeah, there you go. That's why we got the picture on the promo. That's right. Gilster, what's up, man? Good to see you
Hey,
here,
what's
buddy.
up, Gilster?
Good to see
you,
you.
buddy.
Collect to play, Lee K. You find any more sabers? No. So like those dried up quick. Like they had that one weekend where they hit. Tony from Star Wars Sith found like 3. I found
That's it. I'm just gonna enjoy my beverage while you guys talk about
yeah,
lightsabers
yeah.
and rock.
I'm sorry, Gary. I'm gonna have to take your spotlight here and brag for a little bit. I found 1, and then that was it. And I found like 3 of the Ray sabers, but that was it. So, which, whatever. My Ollies is awesome, but so much more expensive than Ross. Had I not started watching You Man Collects Havoc, I'd still be happy. I mean, that's kind of the thing too. So we're getting a little spoiled. Like if you go to Ollie's and you find a $10 Black Series figure, $10. Hey, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
But I know people that are like, I'm not paying $10. I'm gonna wait and see if I can find it at Ross for $6.
My Ollie's is chock full of Eternals figures right now. That's what they got still.
They can't give those things away.
Each one is like 8 deep. Oh, I know. So.
I mean, it's like, no. I'm local to you too. Collectively, you're local to me or you're local to Gary?
Yeah.
Be more specific on that. If you're local to me, I'm sorry because we have one of the worst hunting areas ever. So
yeah,
Oklahoma.
I've bumped into a couple different hunters in my travels and that know me from the channel. That didn't know that one guy said Gary Grails a few months ago, and I'm like, what? And I've met him and his wife on different occasions in Target.
Nice.
When I'm hunting. Yeah. And then I think I told the story of it. I say kid, he was probably in his early 20s. And the Target employee introduced me to him. So this guy wants to meet you. I'm like, what?
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, what? So he goes, oh, Gary's Grails. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, can I take a picture? I'm like, okay. So they gave his camera phone to the Target employee. Took a picture with the guy. He's like,
man.
it was my first like fan encounter. Dean was
That's
giving me Geekstrong was giving me crap about it the other day, and it was fun. And before I left, I turned around. I go, your Grails are out there. Go find them.
Yeah.
He hit me with the catchphrase. Oh, he's all excited.
Did you have to sign a figure for him?
No, I didn't. I just one picture and I get the hell out of there. That's
before anybody else recognizes you and you get thrown out.
People, please. I'm trying to shop. Please.
Right. Yeah. Come on. Leave him alone.
But that was fun. That was cool. That was cool awesome. For my ego, I guess, and just humbling as well.
It's weird though, isn't it? You're just shopping and somebody says you're. So I was at my daughter's science fair thing, and I'm just looking around and like Yukon. I was like, oh right, that's me. And he's like, oh, I watch your show all the time. I'm like, oh, geez, even here? Come on, like
that's what we get for putting our mugs in the thumbnails all the time.
Right. That's right. We put our ugly faces in. There you go.
I got a face for radio.
there you go. Oh, you're okay. So you're local to me. Cool, man. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's see. Steve says it's weird how many sabers are at cons and Mercari now. They must have all Hasbro deals. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Gary, tell me if this irritates you because this irritates me.
Sure it does.
We have retail prices like at Target, Walmart, but then you go on Hasbro and they have things that are maybe a month or two old and they're on outlet deals. And they're like $22, so they're $19. And this is a fairly new figure. Why can't we just price it that way to start?
That's again, they're doing the whole supply and demand thing. We're hungry for stuff. They know we're out there looking something new. We got to have it. It's unless you can exercise some restraint. And I'm guilty of it once in a while, but most of the time I can say no, or I'll play the long game. Now I've lost on a few things too, trying to play the long game. Wrestling figures, Ultimate Brock Lesnar was a good example. That was on the pegs forever for me, and I kept saying, and when I finally was ready to buy it, I couldn't find it. So they're counting on us just being rabid for the stuff, and I don't like that either. It's like convention prices. I mean, you can go take a figure that's a month or even weeks old and go to a local convention, and if it's sold for 25, they got it for 35 or 40.
Right.
And if you want to pay that price, that's on you. But I won't do it.
No, I agree. I mean, the prices are high enough. You don't need to be paying scalper prices. I mean, there's no way. Nothing's worth that anymore. It's like I can never justify over retail for any figure ever.
Right.
It's just not worth it. So, other than Joe's, what line are you the most excited for this year? What line? Let's leave Hasbro out.
Yep.
Who else?
I've been
let's talk Hot Toys. We didn't talk about your Hot Toys.
And that's what I was going to say. I'm leaning towards the Hot Toys again. At one point, I had about 30 of them. I liquidated them all out a few years ago, and I started back up again a couple of years ago. I'm up to 10 right now. I'm looking at them across the way. I'm up to 10. I currently have 4 on pre-order right now. Now, not all Hot Toys, but the Batman 89 re-release is the first one, which should be coming out hopefully in the next couple months. That's paid for. I'm just waiting for Sideshow to ship it. That new company, Hono Toys, which is a subsidiary of Hot Toys, came out with that Wolverine, the 12-inch Wolverine.
Yeah.
Got him on pre-order. I did the same thing with the Magneto that just got pushed about 3 weeks ago, and it looks great, man. The Magneto figure looks fantastic. That cool magnetic effects. He's got a magnet inside of his hand, so you can put metal objects and it'll hold it.
Nice.
So there's that one, and the fourth one was the Return of the Jedi Han Solo, because I've got to keep up with the Han Solo. Anytime they put it, we still haven't got a Bespin Solo, which I'm banging my head. Yeah, I can't believe it, but someday. And so those are the 4. I'll allow myself probably 3 or 4 of those a year just because of the price, and most of the time I'll go through Sideshow and do their finance thing where you put down a deposit, it holds it for you, then you can pay over 3 or 4 payments, and that way you're not taking a big hit right away, a $300 hit at one time. So yeah, Hot Toys is definitely something I've been leaning into a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think those are great. I didn't put the pictures up, but I was looking at the ones.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
you sent me, and that Batman looks. I love the battle damage, the bloody face. That looks awesome, man.
I cannot wait to get that in hand. I don't have a Batman 89 Batman in 12-inch form, so that'd be.
And it's like if you're gonna have a Batman, that's the Batman to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody knows that's the best Batman, so that's the one to go with. So yep. Is there any oddball companies that you've been getting into? Like I've been getting into these YOLO Park Transformers. They're non-transforming and they're like model kits. So is there anything like that you've been getting into?
No, I'm pretty mainstream. The other thing I'm going to focus on in the next going forward is my Jaws collection. Jaws, my favorite movie. I've got some small little tchotchkes and the McFarlane 3D poster. I've got a little shrine, I call it, over there on the wall. I do want to go lean into that and get some more crazy stuff from that oddball stuff. I've got a drain stopper that was, from Jaws. That's an odd thing. Numerous keychains and lunchbox, and I got a pair of shoes, the sliders. I have cosplayed as Quint a couple times at local conventions. I've got the hat and the jacket with the military jacket with his name on it, and so I want to find some more oddball Jaws related things to add to my Jaws collection. That's going to be a focus. Going forward.
Always good to have those oddball things. I think every collection needs them for sure. Kilster says, wish John Cena dressed up as He-Man in the Barbie movie. Missed opportunity. Kenny says, Hasbro needs free shipping after so much order and do not adjust this stupid Hasbro club thing. $50 to get free shipping and first dibs on exclusives 2 times a year. So they usually do, like on those outlet deals, they'll do free shipping after 75. So they will do that, but again, on some of their stuff, you got to be a member, which I just absolutely will not do.
Right.
I wanted Serpentor, but not paying to pre-order it.
Oh, okay. What was the one that came out? Wasn't there a special edition? I think Ed has it. Did you get that?
No, I didn't get that. I think he did. I don't even remember.
That was at the beginning. I really wasn't into the Joes as much. I was just kind of
Yeah.
Pickling the idea
Yeah.
of buying them then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cool
Yeah.
figure though.
5-minute warning. Time for
Oh shoot.
WrestleMania.
Is it?
All right,
Oh yeah.
man. We're gonna shut this down. I gotta go. See you crybabies next
See?
Coach Crybabies next time. All right, Gary. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up no more. I know it's time for WrestleMania, so let's
Yeah.
get to it. Thanks again for being on, man. Really appreciate you coming on. You're welcome anytime you want to be.
Oh, thanks for
Hopefully
the
everything goes
invite.
good with your health. Let it keep us all
Yeah,
informed.
I'll keep you guys in the loop, but I'll be okay. I'm gonna go see the doc on Wednesday, and we'll get fixed up. So
Yep.
don't worry
Prayers
about
for you,
it.
man. So I hope
Yeah,
everything goes okay.
thanks. Thanks.
So, all you guys, thanks for coming in. You guys are awesome on the chat as always. Next week we have got hella dope, so that'll be interesting
Nice.
with Mr. Ted
Back at your
Darkbot.
regular time, right?
Regular time, yes, 7 o'clock. So we will have them, and then they got to do their show right after. So we'll probably not keep them past an hour either, but that'll be fun.
Okay.
And then the week after that, got Nerdzoic, so that should
Oh,
be cool
sweet.
too. I'm
Okay.
really excited for that one. So,
All right.
all right.
That's a
Well,
good
there you
get.
go, guys. You guys have a good one. Enjoy WrestleMania. Finish the story.
Later,
That's what we
guys.
need to do. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.